Rose fans, Jackson Kowar on his way to Baltimore for cash considerations from the Minnesota Twins. Perhaps the young man will pitch well. Colin Selby, 6-day disabled list with shoulder problems. And I'm happy to report that Trevor Rogers looking good in the spring against his team anyway. Trevor Rogers looking good, looking real good in the spring, and we're happy to hear that. Not as happy as I am to say, Joe Rosano's Orioles report with the handsome Matt Faulkner is next. Welcome, Joe Rosano's Orioles report with Matt Faulkner, Jackson Kowar, Matt Faulkner. Trevor Rogers looking good in the spring. We got Pete Alonso. We got Tyler O'Neill with all kinds of guns. He's got the pipes, probably that explains all the general soreness. What say you, Matt Faulkner?
Well, this time of the year is awesome as a baseball fan when you start seeing the spring training camp reports and some videos, and it kind of reminds you that spring is on the horizon and baseball season is coming up sooner than we can think with all this cold weather that we've been having. The Jackson Kowar trade that the Orioles just did, I don't necessarily think it changes much, to be honest. You look at his numbers. He has like an over an 80 ERA, walks a lot of guys. He had Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago. Doesn't have any minor league options. Do I think that maybe he could be one of your last spots in the bullpen? Maybe, but I'm not holding my breath over it. I think if anything, it gives you some depth, gives him maybe a chance to go out and compete. The bullpen is very unsettled. I don't trust it, so maybe there is a spot for him, but I don't see this being a move that makes a big difference, if I'm being honest with you. Not impressed.
Well, neither was Yennier Cano in 2023, right? With 2024. I'm sorry. No, it was 2023. Neither did he, right? However, something interesting about our friend Jackson Kowar, former first round guy. Okay. Did have Tommy John surgery back in 2024, and he looked noticeably better last season. Okay. He was 2-0, 4.24, 15 appearances, 17 innings, 15 strikeouts. Yeah, career ERA 8.21, but all right. You always got to give these Tommy John fellas a little bit of a pass, Matt Faulkner, because that seems to plague everybody nowadays, is that Tommy John. And they seem to come back and they add a mile an hour or two on their fastballs. And they come back I always say, what do they think of next in technology and surgery? So we talked about Michael Sullivan and I, Michael, if you're watching, there are about maybe a 13-man bullpen. Okay, let's pretend that's it. There are 3 or 4, maybe as many as 5 spots open out there. Okay, because the Keegan Akins, Ryan Helsley, we know this.
Andrew,
okay, Tyler,
Andrew Kittredge,
right? Tyler Wells, etc. Now Suarez. What about Albert Suarez? You remember last episode we talked about openers. There's another one. Another guy who can be an opener, okay? And at the end of the day, for the Orioles, Albert Suarez has not pitched that poorly. Really hasn't. I mean, in 2024, you got to remember, they didn't win 100 games that year. You probably don't make the postseason without him.
No, that's fair. That's a fair point, but it's small sample size. I mean, it's one season, or the better part of 3/4 of the season. He seemingly came out of nowhere, and to your point, yeah, I mean, he was a huge part, especially early on last 2024. Covered a lot of innings, and they don't make the playoffs without him. But then he was hurt last year, shoulder issues. So I'm not banking on him until I see him actually go out on the mound and remain healthy. The bullpen is on a scale of 1 to 10. How concerned am I about the bullpen? It's about a 7 or an 8 because
So 8.5. I'm worried.
well,
I
I
am.
Cano. You mentioned Cano, like he had a really good year his first year up, but his numbers dropped in the second half after the All Star break. Last season, he was almost unpitchable at times. They sent him back down. So, like, I'm not
Un.
sold on him. I mean, I'm not sold on him. We
Mm-mm.
mentioned Keegan Aiken, I think, he's okay. You could do worse, but if he's your
Yeah,
eighth inning or your setup guy, you got major problems. Andrew
you got
Kittredge is
major
a veteran,
problems.
but I don't know that he's your setup eighth inning guy. Like, Helsley was not good with the Mets last season. He had a really good couple years with the Cardinals, but last year he was terrible. So there's a lot of unknowns with that bullpen, and so that's one of the reasons why I say one of those starters, a Dean Kremer, even put him in the bullpen. It makes it a little bit more solid, a little bit more trustworthy because he's a guy you can trust.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, is he? I mean, when you talk about Yanier Cano, okay, 2023, okay, 2.11. 2024, 3.15, not too shabby. 2025, 3-7 with a 5.12 ERA. And as you said, he did have options, so he was sent down to the minors. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good at all. Albert Suarez, are you ready for this? Let's do his career here. You're going to love this, Matt Faulkner. 14-15 with a 4.11 ERA, 77 games. So he's pitched 261 innings in his career. Okay, 261 innings. It's almost, I don't know, almost 2 seasons. It's called a season and 3/4, right? 4.0 ERA, right on the dot, right on the button. That's not bad. That's not bad. 9-7, 3.70 in 2024. Last season, you ready for this? 2-0 with a 2.31. Now he didn't pitch a whole lot, but again, I assume he makes the team. And Jackson Kowar is a big arm. He's a big arm. I got to tell you, I don't hate this. I don't hate this. But yeah, I just think that if you want to win, you got to have a bullpen and a couple of front of the rotation guys. Okay. Helsley, you go back to 2024, right? This guy he's a monster. And these guys keep making me put my glasses on here. And yeah, I mean, Ryan Helsley, you take a look at his numbers real quick. Okay. He is 31-18 with a 2.96. Okay, now last season, okay, what are you going to do? He goes to the
He
Mets,
was
does not
terrible.
pitch well. 2024, 49 saves, the major league leader and the NL reliever of the year. That's the Mariano Rivera Award. Now, you may have to Google this, Matt. He won the Rolaids Relief Award in 2024. But yeah, that was 2024. I,
Yes.
I don't
So
I don't I don't know what to make of it.
so just to counter,
I
Suarez.
except trade a bunch of people in July for what you need. That's all I can think of.
Well, Suarez is 36, and he's coming off of a major shoulder. He didn't have surgery, but he missed pretty much the entire season last year because of a shoulder issue at
Hmm.
36.
Hmm.
So there's concerns like, what are we going to get from him this season? Is his velocity going to take a dip? Is he going to be able to cover innings? So I'll believe it when I see it. 36 is tough when you're a pitcher dealing with a bad
He's a 2 inning
shoulder.
guy now. He's an
Yeah,
opener. He's an
yeah.
opener. I just either we're going to see some openers, and that's going to be Wells, that's going to be Povich, that's going to be possibly Kremer, and that's a possibly, and Suarez. And at the end of the day, it's a 6-man rotation. And the reason I say that is it's 6 starters. And I'm not sure that Dean Kremer deserves the bullpen. Like if I'm his agent, I'm furious.
But I would
Really, the
counter that
young
though.
man has not he's been okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's been okay. He's been average. He's been average. If he was not on the Orioles, okay, you could pick. Would he be in the rotation? There's 30 teams in Major League Baseball. How many rotations would he fit into? Would you say it's more than half?
Yeah. He's 41 and 40 with a 4.26 ERA
Mediocre.
over a
Mediocre.
career. Yeah.
Well, I think that's just very mediocre. Like he eats up innings, and that's great, but he's very inconsistent. You never know what you're going to get game after game. He's either really good or on the other side, really bad. You don't get a whole lot of those in betweens. I think you're giving him way too much credit. Like, I think he's solid, but I don't think that taking him out of the rotation is a criminal offense like you're making it out to be. I think he has more of a role. He's going to help the Orioles more in the bullpen, I think, as a reliever than he would pitching every sixth day.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you got to understand, not you got to understand, but I'm just saying we understand what a starting pitcher is now. Okay. And a starting pitcher is not 230 innings, 250 innings, 2.48 ERA anymore. Okay, you got a guy like Dean Kremer last year, 11 and 10, 4.19. Nothing wrong with that. 31 games, 171 and 2/3 innings. I mean, that is a serviceable number 4, number 5 guy. It really is. And I mean, his ERA just about makes me laugh because he's 4.1, 4.1, 4.1. I mean, he's very consistent. He really is. I mean,
Consistently
I
inconsistent.
just, yeah. 2023 when they went to the postseason, 13 and 5 with a 4.12. Last year, 11 and 10. I mean, I got to tell you, I don't know if that's a ticket to the bullpen, is what I'm saying. But uh, with the Orioles, and I'm not sure. I love it, O's fans. I love it. And speaking of love, are you ready for opening day? And you ready to go live opening day? That's March 26th, starting at 2:00. And then post game, right after the last pitch of the game, we're going to let you call in, tell Michael Sullivan how wrong he is, tell Matt he's good looking, and praise Joe Rosano for being what can only be described as the best Orioles analyst has ever walked this planet Earth. Because I said it. I said 6-man rotation. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but MLB Channel said it 3 days later. The Baltimore Sun's saying it now. So, I mean, I don't know, but I'm just thrilled and just so happy to get started live here. Speaking of live, again, that's March 26th, Matt Faulkner. Put that on your calendar, sir. Okay, the fans, they love you, Matt. They love you. And as always, O's fans, we really appreciate you hanging out with us to talk about Jackson Kowar. As always, God bless you. O's fans, don't forget, do us a favor here, adopt a pet or the brilliant Michael Sullivan and the handsome Matt Faulkner. I am Joe Rosano, and we will see you next time.